What is going on, guys? Mordecai Mike here with an update video on the Death Knight and Grim Dawn Ashes of Malmeth. But before I get into all that, most important thing in Grim Dawn, something that you guys may not know, guys and gals, is you gotta look good to do good. If you don't look good in Grim Dawn, you already have a 50% reduction to all stats. It's a fact, don't bother looking it up, just trust what I tell you. So do that. If you walk into a club looking like this, you're gonna pick up some ladies, that's for sure. Or they're going to run away from you in fear. That's more likely the outcome. There's no way that would work. Alright guys, all jokes aside, let's go over the skills real quick, and then I'll go over the devotion, and then I'll show you guys the items that I'm using. I'm going to go over this pretty quick. It's not going to be a long, extensive, anything crazy, because on my previous two videos, if you've been watching them, basically everything is very similar to what it is now. The big changes are going to be that Fighting Spirit is max, Squad Tactics is max. I basically maxed these for the all damage and offensive ability. So I'm surviving without any issues so far, and if I seem like I'm starting to take a lot more hits and more damage, obviously I'll pump up the defensive ability and stuff more. I will end up maxing this here soon. But like I said, overall, the build is going to change by the time I'm done with it. It's going to all be reworked and different. And I will link a Grim Tools when that occurs, but before then I just didn't really see a point in doing a Grim Tools. So considering you can see what I'm doing here. Went 5 points in a War Cry. I did that to just up the radius of the AoE on this, and I linked Wendigo's mark to it. So that basically gives it a vitality dot, and it does a percentage of that damage converted into health, which is very nice. Necromancer's Side, 10 out of 10 Reaping Strike. I believe it's at base rank 8, so 8 plus 2 from gear. It puts it at 10. This is a really good filler. Really good single target damage whenever it does proc, and it, like I said, it's a good filler in between spikes of damage that I'm doing. Also heals me, so that's really nice. Siphon Souls, same thing. AoE, damage converted to health, really nice. Ravenous Earth, 16 out of 16. Decay, 8 out of 12. I might pump this a little higher. It's not a huge damage increase, but it is a damage increase nonetheless. Spectral Binding, 12 out of 12, 10 out of 10 on Spectral Wrath. So for Devotion, pretty much same as it was before. I ended up grabbing Viper, and I did that for the 3% offensive ability. Some of the other stats are okay, but nothing super great from that. Really, I just wanted that offensive ability, and it allowed me to unlock the Wendigo, as I mentioned before, which is really nice. So got Twin Fang on Ravenous Earth, a lot of decent healing from that, and vitality damage, which I'm stacking, so that's good. Scorpion Sting on this. Spectral Wrath with the 20% chance to be hit, or my bad, Spectral Binding, same thing. But 20% chance when hit to do return retaliation damage. And then Dryad's Blessing for the bonus healing and reduction to poison and bleed. Like I said, even in my finalized build, I will be going this direction. I'm going to pick up the time dilation, and I'll probably grab the Sphere of the Heavens, because I will convert everything to Aether at some point and run the Krieg set. Okay, as far as gear goes, some of this gear is gear that I transferred over, some of it is gear that I have found. But primarily, what this character is basically I'm just a Plaguemancer. I mean, it's like a Death Knight. I'm just seething with virulent plague and disease. It's awesome, so it's really cool. Went 10 points into Spirit, rest into Physique so far. The reason I did the Spirit is because it helps with the mana regeneration a little bit, and it also boosts my damage a little bit. And I really didn't want to go too high into this. Mostly want to pump Physique, obviously, because that boosts your defensive ability. As you can see here, Empowered Lifebinder. Keep note that this does do average vitality damage as a weapon attack, so that's going to give me a lot of damage conversion on my autos. But the 20% chance when hit to do Reaping Cascade, it's like a little vitality chain lightning, hits up to 3 targets. That damage heals me by 33%. Really nice. Dread Armor of Azragor, so same thing here. Get some retaliation damage out of this. A lot of bonus damage in the categories that I'm running. 2 to be in here as well. And then this gives you a buff. This buff basically adds a average vitality damage to your melee and autos for your physical attacking, and then you get some damage converted to health, 3%. Chaos Resist, and then it does an average vitality retaliation on that, so that's pretty good. Bone Weave Leggings, same concept. Get some health regeneration on these, plus % health regeneration. So that actually synergizes with this build really well. You can see here the sigil consumption, 33% chance when I'm hit to proc that. So I'm using the Sacred Talisman. This is the ultimate version of the Talisman. But you still, at this point in the game, this is why I wanted to mention this Talisman, because even if you were doing Elite, and this is your second time playing through the game, you still would have the Elite version of the Talisman if you did the quest like I mentioned before. If you guys have any questions on where that quest is or how to do it, just send me a message, let me know, and I'll explain it again. But I also did mention it in my previous Death Knight videos, where to do that. And you can see you get a 500% to all damage increase when you activate that. Girdle of Stolen Dreams, really good for the offensive ability. So if you haven't noticed, a lot of the gear that I'm using has % offensive ability and flat offensive ability. And this does give casting speed as well, which is not bad. I mean, it helps with, throwing spells down and stuff, increases how quickly I throw them down. Mark of the Forbidden, a lot of damage categories where I'm in. It's like, vitality, poison, stuff like that. It's really good. I even do some Aether. And it has, this has damage reflect on it as well. And then you have that 15% chance on attack. Now, that 15% chance on attack is crazy good because the way that works is anytime you attack. So if you auto attack, if you throw a spell, every time the spell ticks or does damage, that counts as an attack. So it's going to be proccing constantly. It's going to be doing lots of poison damage, even though it's not vitality. It's still dot damage of some sort that synergizes with everything I'm using, so it works just fine. And you can see it has a 15% chance to fumble their attack from ranged and melee. Excuse me. Desecrator Tread, still using these, not bad. 2 to Reaping Strike. That's where I'm getting that +2, putting it up to 10. And you can see I get all damage, vitality damage, a little bit of offensive ability, some resist. Viper Fang Grips, again, not bad at all. I don't have any vitality on this, but I am gaining the 4% offensive and 71 offensive ability, really good. And you can see the 100% chance on a critical attack to apply, again, poison dot damage. Using Mantle of the Black Flame currently. This will probably be changing soon. Once I hit 84, I believe I can swap a lot of this out with new stuff. But again, 4% offensive ability on that. % health regeneration, which is really nice. Synergizes with this build perfectly. And you get some vitality and vitality decay out of that. Shield, nothing fancy. Adds flat vitality damage. That'll work for your autos, everything. Pretty decent boost to physique and spirit, so that will boost my defensive ability, and the spirit will boost my damage with my spells and stuff and dots, so that's pretty good. And a little bit of vitality retaliation, not anything crazy. Deathlord's Band and the Signet of the Damned. I got both of these at the end of my playthrough on Veteran, doing the last 2 quests. Killing the last boss, and then doing the Iron Docks, I think it's called. The docks where you have to go clear all the ethereals. I think that's what it's called. Something like that. Anyway, yeah, I ended up getting both of these from that, so these actually turned out to be pretty good for what I was doing. So this has Blood Pull, 10% chance on attack to drop a Blood Pull under enemies. It does vitality damage and bleed damage dot. Perfect for what I'm doing. And then I have Signet of the Damned. This is the same thing. 10% chance on attack to drop a Vigil of Consumption. And it leeches life from enemies and does damage. This helmet, just something I picked up. Nothing crazy. I believe I got that from either Covenant of Ugdenbog or the Steel Trap District. One of the two. And then the Amulet is Empowered Wretched Necessity. Again, average vitality damage to my melee. Vitality damage, % health, offensive ability, experience gain, decent resist. Don't get the Drain Essence, but, getting other good things out of that. Plus the 3% to maximum all resist is not bad. That'll let you push your resist even higher, above 80. Okay, so that's everything. I think I covered pretty much everything. I'm going to go do the beginnings of the Port Ballberry, just to show you guys what kind of damage this build can do, how well it survives, and something else I would like to add. Look at this. My goal was to not die on this build at all. So far that has been the case, and I hope to keep it that way. I'm going to be pretty excited about that if I can get it to work. I might transfer this into a hardcore character if it goes that way. Alright. That's probably going to conclude the video, guys. If you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. Like I said, I will do the Grim Tools later when I complete this build. But here it is. Here's the Death Knight in action. If you guys haven't, please come check out the stream. It's Mordecai Mike underscore. My bad. It's Mordecai underscore Mike at twitchtv.com. I try to stream daily if I can. I didn't get to yesterday. I probably will today. But I usually try to stream like later in the evening. Probably starts around like 2 or 3 p.m. Somewhere in that area. But if you haven't, please come check it out. If you haven't liked, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I try to help people out and do this stuff. It's good stuff. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.